Done it? Are we live?
We are live. Yes.
Success. Everybody, let me know if you can hear me. Let me know if you can hear Rob. Rob, say hello.
Hello.
All right. While we're doing this sound check, everybody, let me know where you're from in the chat. I've seen some people in there already from India, London. I believe I saw Boston as well. Just let us know where you're from, where you're coming from, where you're watching from today. And I'll let you know a little bit about what we're going to be doing. This is our second Black Friday stream, right, Rob? Or is this the third one?
I think it feels like the third to me. But we had some, we have some Karimbo streams as well, so they're on a similar sort of vibe, aren't they? Action packed.
Yeah, I think I might be remembering Christmas as well, but I think this is the second Black Friday one. No matter what, I'm excited to be here. I'm excited to be here with you. I'm excited to be here with everybody else that's here from the community, and we're going to be talking about a lot of stuff today. So, I mean, you've got, 10 demos lined up?
Something like that, yeah. It's a lot of demos.
So everybody, grab some coffee, okay, while we're waiting for everybody else to come in. Grab your tea, whatever it is you're drinking, water. I've got my water. Let me just hit this real bit. But it's going to be a long one. But what we're going to be doing today is talking about, we've narrowed down 10 incredible Black Friday deals. I've already done some videos already on some of my personal favorites that I thought you guys should check out or you might want to know about, but today we're going to do 10 more. Each one, we're going to be talking about it. We're going to talk about the manufacturer, some of the plugins they have, the deal that's on, and as a bonus for everybody that's watching and participating in this live stream, we're going to be giving one copy away of something from that manufacturer. Rob, what do you think about me just running through the list of what we're going to be giving away today?
I think that sounds great.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
All right, let's do it. So, in the order of appearance on the live stream today, we're going to be giving away a year copy or a year supply or subscription of Loopcloud. All right? Boom. We're going to be giving away the iZotope Diamond Holiday Bundle, which is mind-blowing. So much goodness inside of there. Someone's going to be very happy about that. Eventide Split EQ. Everybody knows how I feel about the Split EQ. If you saw my video on it, phenomenal plugin. Rob's going to show you what it's all about in a minute. Also, we're going to be giving away a copy of Lifeline Expanse from the brand new manufacturer, Excite Audio, excuse me. Also, Arturia Pigments 3 on the table as a giveaway. We also have the Native Instruments Complete Classics Bundle. Not just one instrument, the bundle. It's absolutely insane. I believe, Rob, you're going to be showing something about that as well today.
I just had to remove something from the screen, so I didn't know which one you just said. Which one did you say?
You got too much going on. I can appreciate it. There's a lot to do on your side of things. The Native Instruments Bundle.
Oh yeah. No, we're going to be looking at FM8.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
So in that bundle, there's FM8, there's Massive, there's Absinthe, and I believe a copy of Replica. So someone's going to be winning all of that. We also have the Soundtoys Effects Rack. Boom. That's a community favorite, has been and is for good reason. Baby Audio, community favorite. Another one on the rise here on pluginboutique.com, and that we're going to be giving away a copy of Smooth Operator and Scalar 2. Everybody knows and loves this plugin from Plugin Boutique, and we're going to be giving one lucky person a copy of it. It just got a update to 2.5. We'll talk about that in a minute, but someone will grab a copy. And last but definitely not least, the Symphonic Destruction Library from Heaviosity. This is insane. I believe it's like 12,000 samples sampled by the Heaviosity crew. Again, getting into it, I would get so excited when I talk about these plugins, but we're going to be giving a copy of all of that away one at a time throughout the stream. And wow, there is so much more, though. I know that we are kind of whittling it down to 10, but if you go to pluginboutique.com and check out the deals page right now or after the stream, you will see that it just goes on and on and on. Now is definitely the time to stock up on plugins for next year. So that being said, Rob, what do you think about jumping into the first plugin we're going to be talking about?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, and that first plugin is Loopcloud, and it's got a Black Friday deal right now that you definitely want to take advantage of. So we've been talking about Loopcloud for years now. It's really taking off. People are seeing why we're so excited about it. But if you sign up for an annual deal right now, you're going to get bonus Loopcloud points, a free sound pack, an exclusive free sound pack. You're going to get chords the Chords plugin from Loop Masters. You're going to get 3 exclusive drum packs, because when you get Loopcloud, you get Loopcloud Drum and Loopcloud Play. Those are 2 VST instruments that live inside of your DAW on top of the Loopcloud application. And 2 months at Producer Tech. There you go.
Great. Join us.
And on top of all that, you get an extra 30% off at checkout if you get the annual plan right now. So now, if you can, you should sign up for Loopcloud. Talk to me about Producer Tech, though, Rob. What do you got going on for Black Friday? Anything special?
We've got a deal on over the weekend, which is on our All Access membership. It's actually 3 months for $2.99 a month. Or there's a half price offer on the annual, so it's $49.99 for a year with Produce Tech. Access to everything, access to our community site, all of the bonus content, the forum, all the competitions we do, etc. So
yeah, I was going to ask you, when you say all access, what exactly does that mean? I mean, you do remix competitions, you do track feedback and stuff like that?
Yeah, so it's access to everything on the site, which is all the courses with all the materials and so on. But yeah, for our membership, we have a special communities, a sort of community site behind the main Produce Tech site, and you can access that, and that gives you all your bonus tutorials, activities, downloads, basically free stuff and stuff to engage with every week, live streams, and so on.
That sounds absolutely fantastic. You said for how much for a year?
$49.99.
Oh yeah, you're not going to get a better deal than that on music education. That's a steal, Rob. Mm-hmm. So thank you. On behalf of the community, thank you for offering that. What are some of the newer courses you've got online that people might want to check out?
So I just brought out 2 myself. One is for complete beginners guide to beats production. So if you know nothing and you want to come in and learn the basics of how to make beats, that's for you. We got music mixing fundamentals, which is for someone who wants to improve their mixing skills. It's a much more detailed course that gets into more advanced territory. Mixing always gets a little bit more technical and advanced. We've just had one out from Seppa recently about making samples your own. He's an awesome sound designer. We've got one from Jar Funk coming. He's a great producer as well. It's on vocal production.
Oh, dope. I know Jar Funk. That's super dope.
Yeah, he's awesome. Yeah, he's done some live streams for us as well. I'm sure we'll be back to do some more to accompany the release of that course as well. So
very cool. Absolutely fantastic. But like I said, we got a lot to get through, Rob. So I'm going to let you go ahead and take it away with your demo of Loopcloud. I don't know what you have lined up, but I'm excited to see it because you always come so correct with your demos whenever we do these live streams. So go ahead, man. Take it away, and I'll see you when you're done.
Thanks, man. I'll see you in a bit.
All right.
All right. So jumping into this project, really hope it doesn't make my computer fall over because it's got all of the plugins from this session kind of open in. I have started to freeze some tracks, so hopefully, I won't need to freeze anymore, but I can see the CPU is getting a bit keen over in the corner there. I'm just going to play this sort of breakdown section to see what happens. Yeah, it seems to be all right. A little spike there, but yeah, it's playing. That's great. So you can hear we've got loads of stuff going on. What I'm going to show you first then is how I use Loopcloud to make these breakdown drums. And it's by creating a sort of pattern. I'll just mute this track for now so we can just add our own drums. We've got Loopcloud here, the plugin on a MIDI track. So we can switch over to the Loopcloud app now and get some drums going. So all I'm going to do is search for, it's a little bit slow, the computer, it's no surprise, multiple apps, broadcasting, all sorts going on. So I'm going to search for drum loops, and we're going to match the tempo, which is going to bring up mostly drum and bass stuff, as you can see. And I could just scroll through this list. What I'm going to show you really quickly is how you can create a gated effect and turn sort of every loop that you load up into a kind of choppy, gated, filtered sound. So I'm just going to pick any one of these for the time being. Let's just try this one then. Actually, let's see if I've got some favorites in here. Okay, let's go with this one. Okay, so it's a 4 bar loop. So because my grid is set to auto, you can see how we got these grid divisions here. All I want to do is chop this up on 16ths. So I'm going to set the grid to 16ths. It's only this first part that is the sort of slightly slower part. Now, as soon as we've got a grid here and we want to chop it up, we can just go in here and just chop on these grid divisions like so. So every time I click on one of these grid spaces, it creates a little slice there. So 16ths, maybe I should actually go for, actually no, I'm going to go for 8ths. I'm going to undo that. Sorry. The rest of it's incredibly quick though, watch this. So all I do is I chop it here, 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 here. Like so. And once I've created all my slices, by the way, these things, they take a sort of second to sort of set up originally. But once you've created a few of these, and you've got a few in your library, I've got tons. I show how to make them all on my Complete Guide to Loopcloud course. You can then just load them up instantly to have them edit your loops and, you know, chop them up and create totally unique custom loops of your own. Now, one thing, I have actually made a feature request. I don't know if they're on that right now, but it's selecting all slices, because that last bit here where I have to hold down the command key and select them all takes a second. So that's it for the like slow stuff. Now I've done that, I can hold the shift key and I can just trim them all to create a kind of choppy gated effect here. And I can do things like I can add a fade as well. And you can go even smaller, you know, if you want to create a really, really tight sound from the loop. Or you can add some effects. I'm going to add some effects. I'm going to add a filter. If you load the default one, make sure you turn the resonance down. It's quite high in its default setting. And this is really quick to do the filter automation, because you can just do a slice in the same way. So I'm holding the Alt key, so it switches to the scissors, make a slice, and then hold down Shift so I can edit off grid and just set it to the same size there. Get rid of that one now. And that allows you to just create a sort of downward filter sweep. Something along those lines. Might turn the resonance off a bit actually. And then to copy that across to all these slices, you just drag over it like that. So that step is now selected, and just hit Command D and just hit that a load of times, and it goes up to the 4 bars. One more. There you go. And if you want to, you know, you can go in, you can just edit any of these levels by just changing the amounts. If you want to create a more kind of random effect. But I'm not going to, you know, take any more time doing that. I'm sure you get the idea, but it allows you to create really nice kind of filter effect there. You could add some more effects. Let's just add a couple more really quickly. We'll go with delay, sync it to a 16th. Keep it ping pong maybe, it's quite nice, but I might just use the filters to roll off some of the bass. Nice. And then last of all, I'm just going to add the tone box. I really like this Club Cavern sound. So this is like a saturator, distorter, but this one has a real kind of tail to it. It's got a real kind of room effect there. So really nice. And you know, once you've got this pattern set up the way you want, you just come into the pattern menu and you just save it. So I can call it 4-bar gated cavern. And yeah, just to reset it one more time with the loop here. There's the original one. Let's just try another drum loop now. And you just come into your pattern menu, 4-bar gated cavern. Take a second. And yeah, I see what this other one's like. This is the one I created earlier. Let's see if, it was at eighth pattern. Nice. And then all I wanted to do after that was just quickly add a filter, no bass. Use one of the presets just to roll off the bass, and then an EQ also, maybe to add some air or presence maybe. And then that was it. That's the drum loop. And then you can just export that straight out. Let's just play it, if my computer can handle it, with the kind of breakdown. Really nice there. Turning up the club cavern more, you can see it really kind of brings out the character, makes it fit into the breakdown a lot better. And then yeah, all I did was drag out this processed version, just click on it, copy to clipboard, and then you just drag out that loop. And that's all I did there onto this track. And that created our loop. And that is it. Here it is in the track again. And then I just had a few little edits, and you can see there's some cool automation going on of the EQ there. And so on. So yeah, a few tips there for using Loopcloud. Like I said, that's definitely getting quite advanced with it. And that's where my course sort of ends up going, the complete guide to Loopcloud. But once you start to get these sorts of techniques, you can really, make the software come to life and really take it to the sort of next level where you can instantly load up these patterns and just be dragging out awesome loops of your own. So yeah, that's my Loopcloud demo. Let's go back to Josh. Hey man.
Yeah. Keep it. Very, very nice. I like that you went a little bit advanced, Rob. I think the people like that and appreciate that. Not everybody just wants to see how to loop a kick. You know what I mean? I like that you did that. I appreciate it. And I saw some people posting in the chat already that they appreciated it as well. So
sweet.
Well done. And if you want, I heard you talking about CPU. You could probably close Loopcloud now. I think you won't be coming back. So if you want to save up that little bit, it doesn't take a lot, but I know every little bit counts when you're streaming, producing, and everything else. Yep. But let's go ahead and just give a copy of an annual subscription away right now to the chat. To be eligible, listen to me, okay? Listen. You need to post or write Loopcloud in the chat, and you need to spam it, but only for 60 seconds. After that, we're just going to not even look at you later on for the other giveaways. We want a 60-second, healthy 60 seconds of Loopcloud spam. We're going to choose one winner. My friend Nick is in chat right now. He's going to mark down who it won, and at the end of the stream, I'll let you know who won everything all at once. So right now, type Loopcloud in the chat, and you'll be entered to win, and then my friend Nick will let you know in the chat when he's chosen a winner so you can stop writing Loopcloud. But definitely you can still write Loopcloud in your browser, though. Head up to the URL, type loopcloud.com, head over to that site and check it out. But next up on the chopping block, let's just keep this moving. We're going to be talking about iZotope. So we are huge fans of iZotope over at pluginboutique.com. They make world-class plugins. They've won Grammys for the plugins they've made. So let's just talk about what they've got right now. They've got individual plugin deals and bundle deals for Black Friday, but I actually want to focus on the holiday bundles. They've got a diamond, platinum, and gold holiday bundles available right now for super, super good prices. And what you get inside is absolutely insane. So let's just take, for example, Stutter Edit. Stutter Edit 2 is a favorite of mine. I absolutely love it. I use it all the time. I did a podcast with BT a while back on Plugin Boutique's channel. Check that out if you haven't. He's just an amazing person, and he took all his creativity and sank it into the plugin. Now that plugin usually retails for 171 pounds, Rob. And it's worth every cent. But right now in all of those holiday bundles, it's included, and you can get the gold bundle for £42. The platinum is £85, and the diamond is $128. So just take that into consideration when you're thinking about where you're going to put your money this Black Friday, because that's all I'm going to say. Go check out the holiday bundles. My friend Nick will be putting links in the chat so you can go check it out. You're definitely going to want to do it. I think right now, though, Rob, you're actually going to be doing a demo of something different, right? What do you got lined up for us?
I thought I'd show Ozone, which Ozone 9.
Okay.
Although obviously in the project isn't a completed mix, I just thought I'd quickly sort of show what Ozone can do and just how easy it makes the mastering process.
That sounds absolutely wonderful, Rob. Go ahead and take it away, and I'll see you in a minute.
Okay, see you in a bit. Yeah, so like I said, definitely not a completed mix here, but I thought I'd sort of pretend it is, so I can show you kind of what Ozone can do. You know, if you're wanting to get a kind of fresh perspective on your mix and just essentially create a master in a few clicks, which can get you to one of several places. If you just want to make it, ready to stream, it can be there. If you want to actually get it so it's close to professionally mastered, you can get it there. There's so many options, and I think the thing that makes it particularly amazing here is the master assistant. So this is just a default instance with nothing going on. Is it turned off? Is that why it's... Yep, turn it on. So now it's turned on. Just click on the Master Assistant switch and it just asks you what you're going for, and you can choose whether you want a modern or a vintage sound. And this is kind of across so many iZotope products as well. You've got everything from the reverbs like Neoverb and various others. You've got this assistant that can just help you, whether you're a beginner or not, to be honest. If you're a complete beginner, then it could be a lifesaver. But even if you've been, you've got some experience, it can be really handy to have this sort of technical perspective on things. And I think particularly when it comes to mastering, I know professional producers who've learnt to master via Ozone. Choose your kind of modules, whether you want it to be modern or more of a vintage sound. Choose your loudness level, whether you're making really loud bass music. So we could go with high for this one. You've also got the ability to load a reference track in, which is cool. I'm not sure that was there for 8. I don't remember that being there. So you could load a reference track in there to compare to, which would be great. And then choose whether you want streaming or CD. So I'm going to be fine with streaming, so it's just going up on SoundCloud. And then you just click next. And then it just waits for you to play something. So I could play like this sort of rough drop section, which I've just started. Everything turned on. Sorry about the loud burst there. It nearly deafened me. I actually went medium with the assistant on the run through of this project, and it didn't do that. But I can see that set to high, it's really kind of cranking up the maximizing, as I can actually see on the maximizer here as well. It's set the threshold quite a bit lower. And yeah, that's it. It's just loaded up a few recommended things. It's done a sort of EQ here to pick out the frequencies that are a bit lacking. It's got a dynamic EQ here, which is always particularly nice. To just take out a few kind of notches without destructively editing, the rest of the curve. And then a bit of maximizing. It's got a dynamics you can also turn on here as well if you want, which looks like it may be compressing the bass and leaving the rest alone. So you can hear it's obviously beefed it up a hell of a lot. Nice. So, you can just go from a mix with no effects on to one that's got some recommended EQ, dynamic EQ, compression, multiband compression, getting your bass and low end right, and then some maximizing to get it up to the level it needs to be to stream at. So, it's an industry standard Ozone now. I don't really need to sell it to people. And that was just a real quick demo of the basics, really, and just how great the assistant makes using the plugin. Like I said, particularly for mastering, because that might be the thing you sort of tend to learn last. And when you've created your mixes and just want to get your music quickly on SoundCloud, then it can be great at getting you there. So yeah, that's Ozone. Hey, man.
Hey. Chat, stop with the Loopcloud. I said 60 seconds. You've been doing it for Rob's entire demo. We need to calm down, okay? We're gonna do it differently this time because people can't listen and follow directions. I'm on the fly here. I don't know how to turn on slow mode while live. I know how to turn on slow mode before the stream started. I did not expect people to just be that crazy. Even when I said if you're typing in Loopcloud after 60 seconds, you'll be voided from all future giveaways. They didn't seem to care, Rob. It was an absolute. I mean, we're getting some name recognition in the chat right now, and I love it. Loopcloud. But let's calm down. So we're gonna do something different this time. You're only allowed to write it once, okay? Because we got to keep the chat friendly. We got to keep the chat open for questions. People have questions for us. We want to answer those on stream. That's why we do this live. So if you have good questions, put those in, please. We're going to try it one more time here. We're going to give away a copy of the... Hold on. Just coming in here. Oh, my... Are you sure? Yeah, the Diamond Holiday Bundle right now. So this is the true test, okay, people watching? I need you to type in iZotope Diamond Holiday Bundle one time. If you type it more than once, you are excluded from the possible drawing. Please, just one time. We want to keep the chat open for questions and helpful comments. I see people answering other people about Loopcloud and about iZotope. I want to keep that format open. I don't want to have to, we're here live trying to have a conversation, not just too much spam. I did say spam, and you did spam it, so I do appreciate that. But let's calm down a little bit. So right now, type it in one time. iZotope Diamond Holiday Bundle. All 4 words, and you'll be entered to win. But you can only type it once. We will review the chat, and if you typed it more than once, we'll select somebody else. Okay?
Have you got to get the capitalization of letters in iZotope right?
I mean, you really do. It's a lowercase I, capital Z for iZotope. Okay, everything's got to be right one time. I'm seeing someone already that put it more than once. So Nick is on it. Nick is watching. But let's keep this thing rolling. We've only done 2. We're a half hour in, so we got to keep rolling here. Next up, Rob, we're going to be talking about the Split EQ from Eventide. This is a phenomenal device. I did a 12-minute video on it, and I just gushed about it for the entire 12 minutes. You can do so much with it. Right now, you can get it at 44% off. It's not a Black Friday deal. It's an introductory deal, but it's too good to leave out of this stream, so that's why we're going to be talking about it today. And I'm just going to throw it to you, Rob. Go ahead and show people what's so good about this plugin.
Okay, man. Let's switch over. I'll see you in a sec.
Sounds good.
Right, so here's Split EQ, and this was completely new to me, this plugin, and I could see there was quite a buzz around it, and it's funny because it's one of those tools that I'd never really thought I would have needed until I got it. And then there's one feature I'm going to show you first, which is really handy and isn't kind of the main one that gets shouted about, although it is in the little mini tutorials that load up when you first load up the plugin, and it's what I've used to control the width on this main kind of orchestral sound. So just to solo it here. And I'll just turn off Split EQ for a minute so you can just see what it looks like. So it's just so wide. It's just filling up our our imager here, and you can see lots going on in these parts, which is when it starts to get out of phase, and you'll see the correlation meter dipping below 0 there, and that's when you're going to get issues. And a lot of that width is also on the bass. So one cool thing you can do in Split EQ, before we get to like the main thing, the reason why it's called Split EQ, what you've got on all these different bands here is the ability to control the EQ settings for each one in this mode. And then when you click on the pan, you then get this further button here, which allows you to change it from stereo to mid-side. So what I've done here, I've set up this big low shelf with band 1 here, and then I've turned it to mid-side, and then I've just brought in the width loads on the tonal one, and significantly on the transient as well. So this is what it looks like. It's this little slider. So you can just move the range in and out, and yeah, you can see when you bring that in the difference. So it's really kind of brought that bass in, tightened it. So that's just one of the awesome advantages you get, and that's the first thing I used it for in this project. And just to show you, I've actually used it on the percussion sound here to do quite a few things. As you can see, quite an extreme curve there. But let me just show you on these 2 samples I've got here first what you can do. So I'll open up the Split EQ on this track. First of all, I've just got this live drum break. And if I just set it to the default here by clicking on that and going to default, there's a flat curve now with nothing going on. Just to jump straight over to these faders at the end here, you can see how it works. Essentially, you've got the kind of transient phase of the signal, so those initial hits. So if you're listening to a drum loop, then all of the hits of the drums. And then you've got the tonal, which is the bit that comes after. You might think of it as the sort of attack portion, or like attack and decay perhaps, and then the sustain and release bit would be the tonal. So we're looking at the bits when it fades away, perhaps the reverb tail, all that kind of thing. So it means you can just load it up straight away and come in, and if I wanted to, because this is quite a punchy one with really strong transients, I could just bring the transients down. So awesome enough already, to be honest. It's a really cool thing to be able to do just with these faders. Another thing that's going on with this drum loop, though, you've got quite a lot of kick drum noise on the loop. You can hear the kick drum sort of carrying on throughout the whole loop. So it's a bit washy in the low end. So what you can do is you can load up one of these presets here, one of the repair ones for drums. You can do Control Drum Kit Boom. And all it's done here on the second band here, where you've got this bell scoop, it's just ducked down the blue one. So what you've got here with 2, you can see when I move over it, you get 2 handles. Everything's like colored the same way. So the transient is green and the tonal is blue. So you just drag the blue one to bring that down. And if you hold shift, you can change the width of it if you want. That's just basically sorted it out. It's cleaned up the rest of the loop. Seppa actually did a course for us where he showed how to clean up the loop using multi-band gating techniques, which is also another way you can do it, just by tending to the bass with a gate that's multi-band, like iZotope's Neutron, and then just gating that low end. That's another way. But yeah, with just this preset, you can do it in a couple of clicks. Another really good way of doing it. So yeah, just to turn that on and off. So it just brings that boominess down. And just to show you, if I bring down this one as well, you can hear you just lose all of the bass out of that kick. The kick drum suddenly becomes very weak. So this is the advantage to doing that. You can keep that bass and that punch in the actual kick drum, and you just remove the bass from the latter part of the sound, which gets rid of all the muddy, washy bass frequencies when you don't want them, when the kick's stopped. So there's one example. There's another vocal here. I'll just show you this one as well. So that's what you're looking, the kind of thing you can do. With a vocal, there's all sorts of stuff you can do, from de-essing and removing the plosives, for instance. On a lot of vocal recordings, you hear the bass mic, pop you get from the p and the b sound people make without pop shield. So yeah, this will be able to fix that. With this vocal though, really, really loud. Let's just bring it down. So it's got an obvious, really loud, kind of harsh sh sound at the beginning there. So if I go to repair vocals and just soften sibilance, and I'm just going to focus a bit more on it, actually, that central part. You see a real peak here, or just below 5K, about 4K. So I can just really make it large. So yeah, another thing you can do with that, I'm just going to make it really big so you can hear. So yeah, keeps that kind of, the rest of the vocal, the daddy bit, keeps that really bright and clear sounding. So you're not making the whole vocal muddy, which it would do if you used a curve to cut out those frequencies from the whole signal, but you're just removing it from the transient. So just getting rid of those really loud piercing ones that you get at the start of the sample there. So yeah, that's Split EQ. There's so much more you can do with it, but that's sort of in a nutshell some of the main things you can do with it, why it's completely awesome. But like I said, I've actually applied it to quite a few things in the mix with great effect. So that's Split EQ. Yeah, let's bring Josh back.
Split EQ, absolutely love Split EQ. Not only does it do the transient sustained portions and you can EQ them differently, but it's also, you can pan them differently or adjust the stereo width for them independently. So if you've got like a slamming 808 with an attack transient, you got some raspy goodness on the top of that via saturation or distortion, you can actually spread just that out to the sides in the upper frequency of the kick drum. It just push that sustained portion out, but leave that transient nice and centered, leave the sub nice and centered. I mean, it's just, there's just so much you can do with it. I was actually even messing around in the video I did where you can, on a full mix on the master channel, I repanned the hi-hats, in just the hi-hats. So I forgot to pan, let's say, for story's sake, the hi-hats were in the center, but I could isolate those and pan them to the left or the right on the actual master channel. It's absolutely, there's just so much you can do. Things like that, creative uses and so on. So yeah, definitely a great plugin, and I'm really pumped to have it in my collection. But let's keep the train rolling. You, chat, you were much better this last time, but you still
well done, chat.
We need to figure out a better way to do giveaways. 2022, we're definitely going to have a different system. I'm not sure how to do it here on the fly. I also don't know how to turn on. Let me know in the chat right now, and if you can turn on slow mode live. I know you can do it when you're setting up a stream, but I'm not sure you can do it live. If you know a way, put it in the chat, and I'll reward you personally. But in the meantime, let's keep this the train going here. Next up, we're talking about Excite Audio and Lifeline Expanse. This is the first plugin from a new manufacturer on pluginboutique.com, a new manufacturer to the world. And they came out swinging with Lifeline Expanse, and it's a multi-effect. And the thing, Rob, that I like to tell people about multi-effects is when you get it, you don't need to use all the effects at one time. So Lifeline Expanse is very... it's a great price for what you get, but you can use just the form and shifting. You can use just the reverb on it. It's got great DSP inside of it. You can use just the reamp section, or you can use all of them combined. You can obviously reorder the signal chain, but I'm just saying, if you need a nice reverb and you have Lifeline Expanse in your library already, you have a nice reverb. You just use just that reverb on the channel. So essentially you're getting 5 different plugins for the price of one. So I don't know. Have you had a good play with Lifeline Expanse, Rob?
Yes. Yep. I've really enjoyed it. I really like the well, I'll show you guys, but I really like the kind of amp simulation and the dirt and the tube emulation.
Yeah. Really colors stuff very, very nicely. It's got some unique features in there as well. I like the Haas effect control. I like, well, I'll just let, people don't want to hear me ramble on about it. I'll let you show it, but we're going to try it again. All right? We're going to try it. You guys, you're breaking Nick down. You're spamming too much. I need you to write Eventide Split EQ just one time. And this time for 20 seconds. From when you hear this, count 20, and then it's done, okay? You can't be entered anymore. We're going to put it in the chat when we've chosen a winner, so you don't need to spam it anymore, okay? With that being said, Rob, let me worry about that, and I'll let you worry about the demo.
Thanks, man. We'll see you in a bit.
All right.
Yeah, so I'm using it at the moment on this kind of brass sound I've got in the breakdown here. So it's got this it's called shivering, chorus, and it's adding a bit of detuning, although I'm using that more for the tonal shift, which is making it a hell of a lot brighter than the actual width, because it's already got width on. And yeah, the space, you can probably hear there. I can also hear Josh's water bottle. Sorry. And yeah, the space is adding a really cool slapback delay with a really long kind of feedback there. CPU doesn't like it. Computer says no. Yeah, so setting that kind of shivering delay trail there, which is really nice. I'll just turn that one off for a minute though, and just load another one in here. And make sure I've closed the right one here. Yeah, so here's the default one here. And yeah, as Josh said, you don't need to use all of them by any means. Of course, you can just load up a preset. And they've got ones for different instruments, which is obviously nice. But if you want to create your own, you can just choose the relevant thing. So we could do the reamp here, just play the loop. I'll turn it on, and this is what allows you to create. You can see these different sort of amp modes. Amp, like a guitar amp in particular, obviously being a really nice way of adding some kind of natural distortion and character to the sound. So they all work pretty much the same way. They've all got this tone control, which is really nice, being able to shape the tonal quality, make it brighter or make it duller at each stage, which is very nice. All of them have their separate levels there, separate mix amounts. You've got an advanced option there for going to advanced settings if you want to dig a bit deeper into the effect if you need to. Yeah, and you can drag them around. We've got format here for sort of wave shaping, bit crushing, stuff like that. All kind of crazy effects. And I said I like the tube emulation as well. I'm a big fan of this one. But yeah, you can go kind of as heavily into that as you like. I think I might like it sort of combined with this, perhaps. Let's try them both. So yeah, really helping to add that kind of grit that's going to help it cut through the mix and sort of add a little bit of kind of resonance with some of these as well, which is nice in this case. Yeah, it says Lifeline Expanse. You've got, what else you got? You got a filtering on the master channel as well, master mix, etc. But yeah, just so many different effects. Like Josh was saying, you can use one on its own. In fact, a lot of the presets do just use two and really, really transform the sound. So by no means think that you have to use them all, but there's so many there to choose from. So very, very cool effect. Let's bring Josh back. Hey man. Oh, you're muted.
That mute button's gonna kill me. I'm either not muted when I need to be, or muted when I should.
It's so easy.
Anyway,
yeah.
But yeah, I mean, that's Lifeline Expanse. I dig it. I use it for a lot of different things. I really like that you can put something in a room and move it further or closer to a microphone. You got two microphones at your disposal. I like the fact that it's just drag and drop to reorder the effects chain. It looks good, sounds good. What more can you ask for? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That right now is 20% off on Black Friday. That's a really good deal. It's a brand new plugin, so it's great to be able to offer that to you. So click the link in the chat. My friend Nick is posting it there for you. I've also done, by the way, videos on everything we've talked about today and that we will talk about. Nick will also be posting those in the chat along the way. And in the video description, you can find links to everything. And people are asking about winners. We're going to announce all the winners at the very end of the stream, so stick around for that to find out if you won. And let's just keep rolling here. Next up, we're going to be talking about Arturia, a well-known brand. I don't really need to do too much talking about them just because everybody already knows. But you can get the entire V Collection 8 right now for 50% off. The entire FX Collection 2 for 50% off, which is a steal. Okay, that's an absolute steal. If you can grab it, you should. And also their Pigments 3 synth, which I believe you're going to be talking about today, is also 50% off. And if you buy it for Black Friday, it comes with a sound pack on top of what is already an incredible synth.
Amazing.
Yeah, so I'll throw it to you, Rob. Again, people like to hear it more than hear me talk about it.
Yeah, cool. Okay, I'll see you in a bit.
Sounds good.
So I've got Arturia's Pigments providing the main bass sound and a few of the other bass sounds here in the project. First of all, just a shout out to Arturia in general, just for being an amazing company that make amazing products and also very, very nice. They supported us on our last Produce Tech Remix comp, gave some fantastic prizes with the FX Collection and Pigments and a Micro Freak hardware synth as well. So amazing. So I've got this main bass sound here. Let's just shut it for a second. So here's Arturia. Let's just open it up. And the way I found this patch was using the browser. It's taking its time. Don't give me the spinny wheel here. It's giving me the spinny wheel. Oh, there
Are we
it is.
getting the spinny wheel? Oh, okay,
yeah.
okay. I didn't know if I had to come in. And also, just to put you on pause, I didn't do the giveaway for Lifeline. So go ahead, type Lifeline Expanse, Excite Audio in the chat, 20 seconds, and we will give a copy away. Keep an eye out for when the giveaway is over so we don't keep spamming when it's unnecessary. Thanks.
Cool. Yeah, so here's Pigments. Obviously, yeah, big instruments while streaming, always fun on the computer. But yeah, really easy to find the patches you want. I just came straight into the browser, went into Types, selected Hard Bass, went into Styles, and selected Drum and Bass, and then it shows you the 71 results, and then I just scrolled through and found a few of them. And yeah, this is called EDM Anyone. It's a pretty awesome sound. Got a few effects on it, which I'll talk about in a bit. But the bass sound, is so strong. It's a brilliant starting point. Obviously, you want the sound to be as awesome as possible from the very beginning, and then the effects are just taking it next level rather than trying to make it decent. Yeah, in terms of the actual synth, I'm not going to go into the GUI too much here, but traditional-ish layout with your two engines. You've got wavetable, analog sample and harmonic options, harmonic being particularly useful there. Wavetable obviously having loads of incredible sounds. You've got your different sort of wave shaping and modulating options here. You can see there's quite a few of them, which is really nice. Phase distortion, frequency modulation. I'm actually modulating one of these for the bassline with automation, which I've done here by adding it to the device down here in the chain. I also set up a bit of modulation with it, which is really easy to do. You've got all your modulators down here, so you can change their settings. You've got your different modulators here that you can kind of click on in this matrix. And once you've clicked on one, like LFO1 here, you then have to just move over to a dial and just adjust the range. As soon as you do that, it pops up in here and allows you to then use the LFO to modulate it. So really, really quick and easy to do. Here's what the bass sounds like. Again, you can see this filter sort of moving and being automated. Yeah, I'm also automating the LFO rate. Again, I've just added it down here into the device chain. And you can see if I just expand the track out again, here's the 3 automation lanes. Let's just have a listen to those 3. Got a second bass hit. I haven't done anything to that sound at all, so that really is just coming raw out of the synth, providing that hit at the start there. So yeah, really, really decent sound, really, really nice wave shaping and sound mangling options within the actual synth. I haven't dived into the effects or anything. I've just kept it clean, and yeah, it sounds completely awesome. It gives you a really good basis for the groove. And there you have it. We'll come on to the effects I'm using here shortly with Soundtoys and some other bits. But yeah, that's well, we'll leave Pigments for now. Really, really awesome synth. Very, very useful one to have in your collection. Josh.
Am I back?
Yep.
You gotta let me know so I know when to unmute myself.
Sorry, man. Hey.
Yeah, I mean, Pigments is obviously an incredible synthesizer. It's so diverse with what it offers by way of sound design, and 50% off is definitely the time to grab it. But I don't want to gloss over all of the incredible hardware emulations that Arturia have, both on the instrument and effects side. Like you said, they are well known the world over because of the quality of the content they put out. And Pigments 3 is obviously just one more thing on their list of incredible plugins and effects and instruments. But that being said, and just one other note, obviously we don't have a lot of time to really showcase these. We're already an hour in. We still have a bunch more to get through, so don't let that be a knock on these products. As I said, we're going to be posting links to further video content if you want to check it out. Definitely do that if you're interested and want to know more. But let's keep the ball rolling. And next up, we're going to be talking about Native Instruments. We've just recently partnered with Native Instruments, and they gave us 2 exclusive bundles. They gave us the Complete Classics bundle and the Complete Future Classics bundle. And today we're going to be talking about the Classics bundle and one synth inside of there in particular. You said, Rob, you're going to be demoing FM8, but inside of that bundle you also get Massive, you also get Absinthe, and you also get Replica, and you get them all for $100. I believe it's $99 exactly, but it's $100 more or less, and it's an absolute steal. I started my production career with Massive. I believe that was the first synth I bought and paid for. And after you spend money on it, you're like, I need to just learn everything I can about this. So I spent years in Massive. I know Massive like the back of my hand. And I am upset that this deal wasn't around when I was shopping, because I think I don't remember how much I paid, but I wish it was $100 for all 4 of those incredible. Yeah, classics is a good word for it. Synths and Replica is, I believe, a delay / reverb. It's a delay plugin that you can get reverb effects from. But again, I'll stop talking. I'll stop gushing. I'll let Rob show you a little bit more about FM8.
Okay, see you in a bit.
All right.
Yeah, so I thought I'd just quickly load up default instance of FM8. Come on, computer, don't let me down. Hey. So yeah, here's FM8. It's a synth. Obviously, it comes with tons of presets that you can instantly dive into. But I thought it'd be fun, just very quickly show what it can do here in the expert section. So here it is, just playing a regular just sine wave on its own. And here you've got these different oscillators or engines, whatever they're called. And all you have to do to activate one is right click it and it turns it on, and then you can see you've got a level control here as well. So there's the level for F, there's the level for E, so I can just turn it up like that. But instead of just turning it up and having it just go into the mix, if you click here instead, I can hear my dog scrabbling at the door. If you click here instead, you can turn up the amount that this level is going into F to modulate it. This creates FM or frequency modulation, and you can see up the top here what that's doing. It's changing it from a single fundamental of the sine wave to one with a load of sidebands or additional harmonics appearing over the top. In a nutshell, that's all there is to it, really. But you can just keep adding modulators on top and changing their parameters. One thing that's very common to do is to, rather than have a fully sustained sound there, you can just drag the envelope of E, and that creates a sound there that's just only got the FM sort of set to max right at the beginning, and then you can hear it sort of fading out. So you can have it really rapid to have just a single very rapid transient there with the FM, or you can have it longer to create more of a pitch sweep that kind of filters those harmonics out. And yeah, if you pitch it down now, and I play around with the pitch, or rather the ratio as it is here in of engine E or oscillator E. You can hear how much it changes the character of that transient. And of course, you can just add other ones on top, like D here. Maybe C as well. And then just control the level of one or both of those here. And we could go into the effects and just add a few different effects in, like maybe cabinet. Maybe reverb. Yeah, and that's how easy it is to kind of create very basic patches. I might just add some release on there to F just to give it a bit of a smoother fade out. So yeah, you can create all sorts of like really great starting patches quite quickly and easily with FM8 like that. And one of the ways I'm using it here is to create a snare. And this preset actually came from Icicle, the drum and bass producer, who's made a sound design, drum and bass production sound design course in Ableton Live for us at Producer Tech. And this is the snare. And that's the kind of snare that, you know, wouldn't necessarily obviously be synthesized, but it's a really amazing snare to have in a track, because it really does punch through, gives you all of the material that you need. If I just open FM8, you can see it's created very simply. Just like I said, E is modulating F here, and X is creating the kind of snare, the noise hit afterwards. So once the transient has died down at the start there, which is the tonal punch at the beginning, you've got this noise just kind of coming in like just afterwards, creating the snare. And it's those two sounds layered together that create a snare drum. And this is the sound without the effects. So it's quite clean. And then when you add the ones I've added on top, including Decapitator by Soundtoys, a bit of drum bus for some transient shaping just to really punch that transient through, a bit of limiting as well with boost. And now listen to our drums with and without that snare. Really nice. So yeah, FM8, fantastic synth and very popular one for sound design, particularly drum sound design. You know, often found with producers like Icicle and other drum and bass guys. So if you want to learn more about that, of course, come to Produce Tech and check out his course. And in the meantime, I'll bring Josh back in.
Well done. Yeah, FM8, incredible synth, not only for percussion and drums, but bass, I think, it really excels at bass. It excels at everything. But yeah, you've got the wavetable in Massive, you've got the frequency modulation in FM8, you've got Absynth and Replica. And I just want to shout out the complete Future Classics bundle. Comes with Super 8, Form, Track 01, and the mod pack, which has choral, flare, and phases inside of it. So it's a bunch. And again, that's $99 on Plugin Boutique right now. Click the link in the chat. Also, once again, I forgot to do a giveaway. So I'm going to do a giveaway right now for Pigments 3. Type in Arturia Pigments 3 right now. We're going to pick a winner. And I'm going to tell you when to stop. I'm going to stay on here to make sure you stop spamming when it's time to stop. But let's just talk about Soundtoys for a second, Rob. I see you actually were using Soundtoys in your demo for FM8.
Yeah, I mean, it's the decapitator I use on a lot of stuff. I know it's one of the heavier ones. I'll show you Radiator and a few others as well. But I really love decapitator, and you can obviously dial down the drive, and you can use it in parallel and, you know, roll off the bass in it. So you can really dial it down if you don't want it to be too full on. But just like all of the Soundtoys effects, it just sounds amazing. And I know sometimes it's the addition of low end that is responsible for that, which you have to be careful of. But there's something else as well, which is just it just adds an incredible quality to the sound, which is a combination of things that just take it up a notch. So I love Soundtoys, and they're great. Yeah.
I mean, they are. I mean, we did the podcast with Soundtoys a while back, and it was one of our biggest podcasts. People love Soundtoys, and with good reason. I mean, it's another company that's been around for a long time. The people behind them are really, really intelligent people who've been in the game probably, you know, more than half of my life. So they bring that knowledge and that wisdom to their plugins, and that's why they're so well regarded. I mean, Little Plate, and I'm not saying it is on my default reverb send. It just lives there. It just sounds so good. And like you said, Decapitator is another fan favorite. I love distortion and saturation. I say it all the time. People need more of it in their lives to make things sound big and full. And you know, Soundtoys has Decapitator, but it has so much more other plugins on top of that do those things really well. Little Altar Boy, I see, and a lot of big streamers using it all the time for a number of things. I mean, just so much. And right now, and they rarely go on sale, Soundtoys, but right now you can get up to 70% off some of their stuff. And obviously the rack or the entire bundle is a huge steal right now as well. So definitely check that out on Plugin Boutique, and stop spamming in the chat. We've got a winner.
Hooray!
Yeah, you can stop spamming. 20 seconds behind because of the delay here, but you can stop spamming. We have a winner for Pigments 3. But we're going to do it all one more time while you're doing your demo for Soundtoys. All right? We're going to be giving away the effects bundle of Soundtoys. So type in Soundtoys effects bundle, and maybe just throw in which Soundtoys plugin you like the best, and we will choose a winner. Remember to keep an eye on chat when we say that a winner's been chosen. You can stop spamming it, please. Just put it one time. Put it one time for me. Put it one time for Rob, please.
Just one time.
One time. All right. Go ahead, Rob. Show people what's up with Soundtoys.
All right. See you in a bit. Yeah, so I've got it on my drum group here. I've just added Decapitator. Like I said, it is one of my all-time favorites, and it comes with several drum presets here, which I can normally just load up and then tweak slightly to get somewhere. But if you want to, you can change the style using the buttons down here. Like I said, you've just got a drive dial here, and the meter's a really good indicator of how much the effect's being pushed. If you start to go into the red, it's definitely going to be distorting. Obviously, the bass is normally responsible for this, so if you want to cut out the bass, then you've got a low cut dial to do that right there. And then, of course, if you want to really screw things up, you can hit the punish switch. But let's just A-B the drums with and without. I'm using it fairly lightly, I think, here. quite a light usage there, but especially if you're listening on good headphones, it just brings them to life. It just fattens everything up. All the drums suddenly punch through in the right way. They're all just filled out so pleasantly. Yeah, I absolutely love it. So another option there, you could go for radiator. As long as it's set to clean here. Noisy obviously adds a lot of noise, as you can hear. Set to clean. It's just so nice. Often it turns sounds from the digital kind of character that you didn't know they were to something that sounds full and more analog and, you know, just meaty. So great sounding plugs. You've also got little radiators, a really nice one as well. I'm going to keep Decapitator on this one because I think I brought out the highs a little more on that one. I've also got it on the bass here. I've got two different chains. I'll come onto my harmonics selector rack, which I'm particularly proud of. It's a member preset. Actually, I haven't posted it on the forum yet, but I'm going to be posting it for anyone who wants it. I'll come onto it in a sec. So first of all, then I've just created a rack here, and that's got Phase Mistress in. Another really great one on basses. If I just turn both of these off for a second, here's the sound coming straight out of Pigments. Very clean. There's a little bit of unison voicing on there, but I think I turned down the stereo width. So what I've done here is I've just added Phase Mistress on this parallel chain. I've also added Micro Shift. So I've got two Soundtoys plugs here. Micro Shift adding a sort of Haas effect style spread. I've rolled off the bass, so it's just doing it to the top end here. So we got now some sort of high frequency sort of layering there with the phasing shifting around of the frequencies to keep it kind of shifting around, as well as this micro delay, spreading it out nice and wide as well. And then I've added little radiator again, just to sort of add that fatness. So I've kept the noise on for this one. Wow. Really nice. I was going to show a quick Filter Freak demo. I can do that for anyone who is interested. Let's see, did I add it here? I didn't add it here. Let's just load it up quickly. Filter Freak's another really nice one for adding sort of extra color, shifting frequencies. It's got tons of presets, once again, that you can just instantly load up there, or you can do it yourself. For instance, I could set it to bandpass here, and I could have a more kind of resonance, resonant band. And what I was going to do is make it parallel by going to the mix here. I'll come to that in a minute, actually. Turn up the modulation, and you've got tons of different modulation options, from envelope if you want it to be triggered by the actual amplitude, or you can set it to something like random, so you can have it shift around. Let's go for maybe eighth note. And yeah, and just make this a sort of parallel there. Actually, I'll turn the poles up so it's really resonant. And yeah, then just blend in as much as you like there, and then dial down the resonance, or just, you know, get it exactly the way you want it. The smoothing is good as well there with the randomizer. If you want it to jump around, you can have the smoothing turned off. It's going to create more of an obvious sort of rhythmic effect, or you can have smoothing turned on to have it glide around in a smoother fashion. So yeah, quite like using that to process the bass as well. So you can tell Soundtoys plugs all over this project, to really add that kind of analog flavor and textural layers and all sorts. And just to very quickly show you this harmonics selector, just because I have to show it off. I'm very proud of it. I've created a rack here which allows you to instantly process bass in order to shape the harmonics of an audio signal. Obviously, you can do this in various synths. Right? When you go into the harmonics selector, you can do it in Pigments, in fact. Go in and then just turn down the harmonics you don't want, for example, which is very important to do in bass. This bass line is a note of E, and it's sliding up to F. So what I've done is I've automated my frequency control for all of these bands, which is set to the different harmonics. And you can see if I play the bass, what happens. Doesn't like being any bigger than that. Let's see if that's... You can see there the harmonics, the fundamentals turn right up. The second harmonic is turned down a fair bit to get a better ratio there. Third one's like dialed out quite significantly. Third and fifth being the ones you don't necessarily want in bass because they play a different note from the actual one you're playing, and they're quite loud resonant frequencies. So yeah, quite proud of this rack here. Whatever bass note you got playing, you can just click on one of these snapshots in the live rack to have the harmonics jump to the right note. And using this macro here, I've managed to automate it to even incorporate pitch slides into the mix. So it's a rack you can just load up, click your bass note, click one of these, like if you want it to be the relevant harmonics brought down, or the fourth lowered as well, or the fundamental turned up. You can just dive straight into the snapshots or the macro controls there to dial those in. So I was pretty proud of that. Hopefully you guys like it. Let us know in the chat if you do. And of course, come to Produce Tech and jump on our community site forum, and I'll share it with you on there if you're interested. All right, back to Josh. Hey, man.
Hey. Yeah, that's an impressive rack that you've made for yourself there, Rob. People are saying it should be available somewhere for free, but I don't think that can happen unless you get the Soundtoys plugins, right?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
I mean, you can get the rack, but unless you have the Soundtoys, it's not going to work
quite
right.
Well, the harmonics for selector one I created is just using Live's EQ, actually. So I don't know if I'm feeling particularly generous. Maybe I'll give it as a Christmas present in December. But I don't know. Maybe
for Producer Tech subscribers.
Oh, they've already got it. I mean, they got all the stuff I create.
You got to sign up for Producer Tech.
Yeah,
it's easy. It's an easy win. Let's just keep the train moving here. Next up, we're going to be talking about Baby Audio. And by the way, I've done podcasts with Baby Audio, Arturia, Soundtoys, BT about Stutter Edit. So definitely go into our live YouTube archive to check those out, because you can hear the people who make these plugins talk about these plugins better than myself or Rob ever could, because they actually make them. Their life's passion are these plugins, and it's just incredible to hear what goes into them. And I'm sure they'll love to hear or read your comments on those videos as well. And keep an eye out for 2022, because we're going to be doing a lot more of these. We are going to figure out a giveaway system that's better than people spamming. People are just going too crazy in the chat, but we got to keep things moving. So we're going to be talking about Baby Audio. As I said in the beginning of the stream today, Baby Audio is a relatively new manufacturer that has just been taking over. The community from Plugin Boutique really, really digs them. They've got really high quality plugins, and the thing that I think most people kind of like jive with is they're easy to use, but that ease of use does not come at a deficit of quality. So you've got a few knobs, you tweak those knobs, and you get something wonderful each and every time. And I think that's what resonates with people so well, and that's why they're doing so well. But what are you going to be showing us today with them?
Smooth Operator.
That's right. So I've got a Smooth Operator giveaway. Do not write Smooth Operator or Baby Audio in the chat. Just like the video, and we'll choose someone who's liked the video at random. Hit like. Let's just keep the chat civil and keep the chat focused on Baby Audio. And if you have any questions about any of the plugins we've discussed or do discuss, make sure to just go ahead and tag at Plugin Boutique, and we'll try to get those answered later on. But Rob, I'll leave it for you with a demo of Smooth Operator from Baby Audio.
Cool, man. See you in a bit.
Yep.
Yeah, so I've got Shaker here in my project. And Smooth Operator, sorry, is a simple plugin, so this isn't going to take long. It's very quick and easy to use. Essentially, it's a dynamic EQ. Once again, like all the others, you can go into one of the presets here, where there is a hat one. But I'm just going to show you how you can kind of drag the nodes, if you like, on the curve here to sort of focus on what you need. So we've got 3 quite obvious peaks going on with the shaker. So what we might like to do is drag our sort of nodes over towards them. Kind of focus on them there. And then we can just drag the curve down. I can keep the rest basically unaffected. This one in particular is going to be the sort of problematic one, because that's going to be the real like harsh peak. And you can see at the top there the amount of reduction it's doing, so you can see what's going on. And then you can come down to the bottom here. You can also solo it if you like. And then you can use the focus here to bring the amount in and out. So here's without. And with the turned all the way up to max there, you can hear it's very extreme. I believe the recommended amount is somewhere between sort of 30 and 70. But you can dial it in according to the rest of your drums, of course. Let's maybe just turn up the shaker now. So I can really crank up the shaker a lot more now I've brought in this nice EQ. It's really taken out that harshness, taken out those resonant peaks from the shaker there. So yeah, really quick demo of Smooth Operator, but a really nice plugin for instantly dialing in dynamic EQ. And yeah, just very simple to operate there with just dragging around the curve on the display. So that was a quick one. Let's bring Josh back. Hey.
Rob, someone in the chat said Rob is a smooth operator. So congratulations. You've won all the awards. Yeah. Nicely done, sir. Nicely done. Yeah, great. Let's keep going. That was a quick one, but it doesn't. That's the cool thing about Smooth Operator. It does the job pretty much for you, and it's got great results. That's exactly what I was saying before you did your demo. Is most of their plugins are kind of on that level where there's not a lot of tweakability, I would say, but you get great results every time. iHeart NY is a great compressor that just compresses, does a great job every time. I'm a big fan of the Spaced Out, the Super VHS, those kind of multi-effects that get kind of lo-fi sounds. Just a great company with great effects. Definitely check them out on pluginboutique.com and check out the videos I've done on them if you're looking for more info, and the podcast I did with them like a month ago. But let's keep going. Next up, well, wait, how are we going to do the giveaway here, Rob? What do you think?
What, the Scalar one?
No, we got to give away Smooth Operator.
We're still back in the Smooth Operator. Well, I mean, is there any other way other than just writing stuff in the chat?
I know it's people are really, really going overboard with it, though. I told them to do it once, and we've had to time people. I don't want to time people out. I mean, we're gonna try it one more time, okay? And if we can't get it right, I don't know what we're gonna do for the two plugins. The next up, we've got Scalar and we've got Heaviosity library. That is a massive library that you're gonna want. So let's try it one more time. Type Baby Audio Smooth Operator in the chat for your chance to win. Type it one time. That's it. After 20 seconds, if you see those big X marks from Plugin Boutique, it's over. We've picked a winner. We'll announce them at the end of the video. Let's try one more time. And for those that are wondering, right now, Baby Audio is on sale for Black Friday, up to 44% off on pluginboutique.com. So definitely go check it out using the links in the chat or in the video description. Rob, take it away with Scalar 2.5. And know everybody's going to get crazy about this. I actually saw someone saying, I don't know much about Scalar, so hopefully you'll give them a good idea about what it is and what it's capable of right now with your demo.
Cool, man. All right, see you in a bit. Yeah, Scalar. I mean, maybe quite a few of you have seen tutorials from me already. I've done a course on it. I use it all the time. Absolutely love it. It's brilliant. It's great for everyone. It's great for beginners. It's great for pros. It's great for people who just want to, instantly create chord sequences or come up with exciting melodies. Obviously, I can't do it justice here, but I can show you the way I've used it in this project, and that's to create this interesting brass line, which is combining with our other sounds. So we've got, we'll come on to the main orchestral and the stab strings in a bit with symphonic destruction. But once you've got like a few sounds in the project, playing melodies, playing chords, the difficult thing sometimes, particularly if you don't have that much experience with music theory, is knowing how to then create accompaniment to go with them. So the way that I did it here was I went to my main orchestral one, which is this one. So that's creating the sort of main chords, if you like, of this breakdown bit. And then all I did is I added Scalar audio to that track. And Scalar audio is a slightly different version to Scalar because it allows you to analyze audio. It's giving me spinny wheel. Come on now. You can do it. I should have just opened the one that's there.
Spinny wheel?
It's got a spinny wheel happening.
Do the spinny wheel go away
spinny
song.
Wheel
You
happens.
said you were going to sing. You said you're going to sing on stream today, Rob. Do the spinny wheel go away song.
Please, man in the sky, sing the spinny wheel go away song for me. Strange man, wherever you're coming from. No, it really is persisting though. Don't do this. Don't be like this. It's done so well. It's showing the CPU. Normally, if live it's going to crash, I shouldn't say this. I haven't got any wood to touch here, thankfully. But normally, if it's going to crash, it would have done already. But you never know. I think it's just taking its sweet time.
Well, we could talk about some Black Friday deals on pluginboutique.com.
Yes. So I'll bring you back while that's happening.
Can you see if it's come back while we're on the same page?
Yeah.
That's right. You've got multi screens going on.
Yeah. What I could do, I could quit it. I could quit it and come back in. Should I do that?
I think you should. I'll tell some jokes while you do it.
Okay.
You did all your demos in one project?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, that's what I mean, maybe that was the risky part there, but I wanted to have a project which was kind of showing off all of the plugins in one. Bit ambitious till now, but I'm gonna force quit on live.
Well, let me just real quickly talk about what's new in Scalar 2.5. I'll take the opportunity. Obviously, Scalar 2 came out a while ago, but we've been getting steady updates for the plugin. Oh, that's another podcast we just did, or another live stream we just did with David Carbone, one of the devs or developers of Scalar. Just did a podcast or a live stream on the Plugin Boutique channel last Friday. If you missed that, definitely check it out, because for the people who are saying they're not quite sure about what Scalar is or what it does, that was a great demonstration from one of the creators of it right here on the Plugin Boutique channel. Definitely check that out and all the other video content we already have. But 2.5 now has a suggest mode, which generates chords compatible with your progression. So it will actually listen to what you have and suggest chords from it. So once you start creating your progression, it will say, hey, after those two chords, this is the chord that might fit well with what you're doing, which is, it's magic at that point, right? It's got the guitar section got completely overhauled. It's got chord charts in there now for people who want to see the guitar chord charts instead of the piano chord charts. And there's a bunch of new sounds. There's a steel acoustic, an electric guitar, retro electric guitar, and vintage keys. There's new expressions mode for strum sequences. and new chord sets for pop rock, contemporary R&B, pop ballads, and deep house. Well, I'm a favorite of deep house. I'm a fan of deep house, that is. So that's one of my favorite new chord sets. And then there are 20 new synth sequences on top of everything else. And that's only scratching the surface of what's new and improved in Scalar 2.5. But Rob, are we back up and running?
I've got some bad news, and I've got some bad news. I've only got bad news. I quit live. Well, that's the good news. I quit live, successfully quit. It now won't reopen my project. So we've got a few options. I can just load up Scalar. I really wanted to show you this feature. It was so cool because
what feature was it?
So it was using the detect audio on on that. Oh wait, the project's loaded. The project's loaded. I'm now sort of very reluctant to load up any new instances of stuff.
Are you able to like maybe turn some things off?
Yeah, I can just let me just reset the one that's
we
there.
only have Scalar and Heaviosity left.
Yeah.
So you could probably delete everything else that might be hogging CPU.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll try with this. So I'll open the Scalar that's in there.
All right.
If it'll do that.
I haven't looked at chat in a second. Let me see what they're saying.
Okay, I'm going to delete this one. Delete this one. Let me just see if I can also. Oh dear. Oh, it's quit live again. Oh no.
Okay.
Let me just. I'll try again booting it up. If that doesn't work, I can just open Scalar and just sort of.
I think you probably should just do that so we don't have people sitting around watching you and I struggle to.
Well, I thought that was a really nice little summary you did there, though, man. It was great.
Yeah, I'm pretty great. It's pretty awesome.
Yeah, no. The problem
Josh, give us another joke. I don't have any appropriate jokes, which is unfortunate.
Did you hear about the scarecrow who won the Nobel Prize?
I did not.
He was found to be outstanding in his field. Family friendly joke there for everyone.
Dad jokes. I'm a follower of dad jokes on Reddit, so
Awesome.
I should know more, but I don't. I don't keep them any in memory. So unfortunately, if you have a good joke, go ahead and type it in chat. Don't spam it, please. Just type it once. Are you relaunching a clean set?
Well, yeah, I'm trying with the project one more time, and the reason is obviously the last plugin we're demoing, got 2 more to show, is Symphonic Destruction, and it's probably the one that is mostly responsible for killing the project because I've got 2 of them in there, and it's absolutely huge. One of them is frozen though, so I really thought that would have been okay.
It should be.
But streaming, you don't really sort of take into account just how much the computer has to do, and it's streaming, it's capturing video, it's broadcasting, it's doing all sorts. So
we'll be revamping for 2022. Most of the streamers that I follow on Twitch actually use 2 computers. They use a computer for whatever they're doing, and then a second computer just for the streaming. So we all appreciate what you're putting your Mac through right now, and just send our apologies. Maybe throw some cold water on it and just say, please get us through to the end of this, and I'll buy you a new SSD or something. Or you can't even do that with Macs, can you? You can't even get inside.
No, not with an iMac. So the project's opened again. It might be teasing me now. It's soloed the brass. I don't know why it soloed the brass. That wasn't like that.
Why don't you? I seriously would suggest deleting all channels except for the ones you need for these last 2 demos, if you can.
Okay, that's not a bad suggestion. I'll get rid of the bass.
And you can turn.
Bass is gone. Bass is gone. Okay, it's starting to look a bit happier. I can get rid of the. I'll get rid of these modulating effects. They always use
Chat,
CPU.
can we just take a minute to appreciate how calm Rob is right now? If that were me, I would be flipping out.
Well, I've got you here.
Things.
I've got you here to keep people entertained while I'm.
I would be sweating. It's cold where I am. You're handling yourself very well, and I need to take lessons.
No worries, man. Well, okay, so I'm gonna take everything. In fact, I'll just delete this scalar track, and then we'll just go from where I was. So, okay, let's give this a go.
Remember, Rob, you're the smooth operator. So even mistakes, everybody gets mistakes, bro. You're good to go. Are you ready to do it? Am I even still on screen? I don't even know.
You are. I'm going to switch over now, and hopefully everything's going to be fine.
All right, I'm here for you if you need me.
Thanks, man. See you in a bit. Okay, so I've cut out quite a few of the tracks from the project now, but we still got the main event, these two melodic tracks being created by Contact, which is got the epic symphonic I forgot the name. We'll come on to that in a bit. Symphonic Destruction, one of those. Really, really awesome product. So what I wanted to do is create some accompaniment to go with this. So I took that track and I loaded, please don't go wrong, I loaded Scalar Audio 2 onto the track. Come on now. Okay, which is all white. Hey, there it is. Thank you, computer. Phew. Yeah, and what I went straight to was just the detect facility. Now, Scalar is a cool product that allows you to easily create chord sequences based around scales, based around the song presets, all that kind of thing. I'm not going to show that here. I'm just going to show you how you can use this audio version here on an audio. Well, actually, it's an instrument track that's producing a signal. So there's an audio signal I can run into Scalar here to detect what's going on. And to do that, just literally just hit record and then play. And that gives you your kind of first three chords. Now, sometimes it will come up with slightly different variations because it will, particularly when it's analyzing a really complex sound, it will pick out the different harmonics you've got going on in there and all sorts. And that's a particularly really rich layered sound. So actually what you could do, is go into Symphonic Destruction and actually just take out some of the samples to make it a bit easier, because as we'll see, they're really kind of multi-layered samples in there. But yeah, that gives you your chords there that you can instantly sort of select within Scalar here and just drag down to the bottom, and you've got them in your chord builder where you can then play them. So what I did then is I got a new MIDI track here and I opened up another instance of Scalar, actually just in case, so you can hear. So there we got our three sort of main chords. It's, like I said, it's added 13th on there. It's added some extra coloration. You might just want to go for the E major and F major straight, and then a C major chord on top of that. But you can also edit these chords. So yeah, once you've got that, you can then just lock your keyboard to it and then play the right track. Where are we? Oh yeah, not going to work in this instance because we've got it as an audio effect, on this instrument track. So we're going to play that one if we put that one into record. Let's go for it. Let's just hope it doesn't crash my project, so I can show you what I did, which was I loaded up Scalar onto a new track here. Scalar 2. Fingers crossed for for project satisfaction. It's looking good. It's a little slow. Yay, there we go. So, and then once you've got another instance in your project there, and you've done the analysis on this one, you can just go to the settings by clicking in the top right corner here, go to Session, and then you can hit Sync. And it then finds the other instance here, but if you've got multiple instances open, which is a nice way of working with Scalar, you can have lots of instances of it in your project with it, each one controlling a different instrument or making a sound itself. And then you can just copy whatever you want. I'm just going to do the entire state. And then you hit Sync. Bosh. There you go. And now you can close that one and just go over to this one. You can see it's all copied over now. And then, yeah, you can just choose a different sound. I went for the brass. There's loads of really nice orchestral ones as well. Obviously, that's a bit too high pitched. Let's just check. So then you just have to make sure you're in the right octave, your MIDI keyboard. So if you're playing notes from C2 upwards, you can then play these different chords. Let me just bring the level down a bit. Or you can turn on voice grouping here, which is what I did. And then I went through some of these different ones to get the kind of octave range right. There you go. That was all I had to do, basically. Just sync it up like that and then play it with my other sounds. Simple as that. And then I just kind of recorded that in. Let's create some MIDI here. Actually, let's just record that in. Why not? There it is. You know, you can also play around with other chords. I think I just ended up going for just straight major chords, actually, rather than having all the added notes in there. You can hear it takes the sound in a slightly more colorful kind of jazzy direction like that. But yeah, you can just go in and edit those chords. You can also, like I said, take the sounds out. You can export whatever you like out of here. You can export the actual chords out onto a different MIDI track, or you can route Scalar into a MIDI instrument with a MIDI track, with a different instrument on, and you can use it to sequence that particular instrument. But here, you know, I'm just using the built-in sounds because they're really, really fantastic, and that's what allowed me to really quickly and easily create some supporting chords to go with these other symphonic sounds being produced by Symphonic Destruction. So yeah, that's just kind of one quick workflow. I'm glad we got to show you that. Let's bring Josh back.
It's done it. It's worked.
Yes.
The kind words to the Mac machine always go so far.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, what else is there to say about Scalar 2? It's absolutely incredible. I use it to sketch ideas from, you know, the chord progression onwards. Now with the audio, you can feed in audio and it'll give you, you can use the melodies, you can use the bass, you can use the other sequences, you can use the guitar now. Like, it's just such a wonderful tool that is so useful. I mean, I have to make projects, and I'm sure you do too, very, very quickly, and they've got to sound good, and Scalar is instrumental, pun intended, to that process, that Loopcloud, and, you know, just, I guess the whole, yeah, between Loopcloud and Scalar, I mean, that's really all I need to get a project good enough for video content. So it's so powerful in that regard, and if you just spend a little more time with it, you can make some really incredible stuff. They really are tools that help get the job done. So definitely check out Scalar if you haven't yet. Check out all of the video content. You can check out Rob's course on it. Like, there's so much content out there. This is definitely a tool you want in your toolbox. That being said, Rob, we got one more demo to do. I'm going to save the Scalar and the Symphonic Destruction giveaway for the end. I'm just going to let you go ahead and jump into it. We're coming up on 2 hours already. This is... So I'll let you do it. I just want to, you know, give a little bit of a shout out to Heaviosity. The first library that I ever got for free was Gravity from Heaviosity, which, if you don't know, is like Impact whoosh machine for contact, and it is insane. I still use it to this day. It's kind of geared towards cinematic stuff, but I use it for explosions and things like that in my tracks. It just sounds so good. And that's where they started making the designer, which I think maybe Rob might show you in a second, where it gives you 3 different layers, and you can trigger all 3 of the layers with one key on your keyboard, or you can trigger them individually. And you can't make something sound bad. You can try, but it just won't sound bad because of how great the source content is. And I've been asked, Rob, how I make clean mixes so often, and it's good source material. So Heaviosity makes some of the cleanest strings, brass, woodwind, like just everything. You've got to check out their libraries. They're on sale right now, up to 70% off. I don't know if you're ever going to see a deal like this again until next year or so. Definitely check it out. And this newest library is, right up there with it. It's got the loop designer, it's got the string designer, it's got the new Brahm designer. It's got so much. I know you don't have a lot of time to show it, but Rob, jump into it and just give them a little taste about Symphonic Destruction. We'll do the giveaway when you're done.
Okay, see you in a bit. Yeah, so I only recently got my hands on it. It's a really, really fantastic, fantastic product. Let's open up and contact. It's a contact instrument. It has all sorts of incredible symphonic sounds. You can see, if I click on Symphonic Destruction here, you can see the different main instruments you have. I'm using 2 in this one. I haven't checked out the Brahm designer yet. I'm sure there's a ton in there. I've loaded up Loop Designer on the other track, which is Frozen. And with that one, you get kind of more rhythmic sounds where the sound changes with each MIDI note that you press. So you have different samples kind of mapped across the keyboard. So with that one, I just have the sustained note there, and then just change the key I was playing to hear the different sort of loops that came up. And we've got this this strings part. With quite a lot going on. So that was just a really nice kind of main riff to have going through the intro and into the breakdown here. And on this track here, I've got the the actual designer loaded up. So this one's slightly different, where you can actually load up different patches, and then you're playing kind of the same one across the keyboard. But within that, as Josh was saying, you've got 3 different samples layered together here. And I could just play them actually with the keyboard. So if I just solo them, you can hear we've got this grit. And we've got this power lines. And we've got this dirty. So 3 kind of layers of textures there kind of swirling around together. You can go in and you can click on browse there and just change up the sample in each patch there, and they seem to be arranged into sort of low, mids and highs, so you can choose your different layers that fill up the spectrum. And you can see we've got this macro adjust going on, and this is just adjusting each one of these different effects here. We've got EQ, filtering, so you can see if I turn them off and then just play something, there's some movement going on already in just the sounds themselves, but as soon as you start to shift them around with this macro, which is just being turned on here, and then I believe over on the macro sequencer, you can see you can just set bars any way you like to have that macro dial jump around in whatever way you want. So here it's just kind of going up and down, and it creates that really awesome shifting. Really, really nice there. You've also got some master effects. There's none being used in this. As you can hear, it doesn't really need them. It's got such a fantastic sound already. But if you want, you can just load up one of those, turn it on. If you want a ton of reverb on there or some delay. As well. So, I mean, I've only been using it for sort of all of 5 minutes, and found it pretty intuitive and straightforward to use. And you can just load up a couple of instances like I did and get a really awesome riff going just by playing the different notes there. And yeah, really, really incredible product. It's a really exciting one to have in your library. So let's bring Josh back in and do the giveaway.
Yeah, we're going to do that giveaway, but I just want to say that all of Heaviosity's instruments are that good. They just sound so good. You get the traditional instruments, so you can still go in and make your own arrangements with Scalar. But they also have those loops and the designers where you can just build really creative stuff. And the effects package inside of it, each one of those things can be EQ'd, affected, filtered. There's the destruction and twist multi-effects in there. I mean, it's just, or the punish rather, not destruction, excuse me, symphonic destruction. It's got the punish knob. Punish is his own standalone plugin as well. Everything up to 70% off right now for Black Friday, so go check it out. Rob, thank you so much for doing another live stream. We're gonna do the giveaway right now. We're gonna take 2 people. One gets Scalar and one gets Symphonic Destruction from Heaviosity. Just say thanks, Rob, in the chat right now. We're gonna choose 2 people. Spam as long as you want, because we're going to pick 2 people. I'm going to announce the winners, and then we're going to shut it down. So just go ahead. Go ham on it. Say thanks, Rob, and we'll choose 2 people. But, Rob, seriously, thanks. Every time you come, you bring nothing but happy times, calm attitudes, and wonderful projects, man.
Thanks, dude. Yeah, it's a pleasure. It's been fun, and obviously these plugins are all amazing. So much fun to work with.
It is. It's difficult when we have to boil them down because there are so many great plugins out there. It's no shade on ones that we didn't mention today, but we have to choose 10. We went on for 2 hours today, so we can't do them all. The Plugins Boutique deals page, check it out because it scrolls on forever. There's something there no matter what you do, no matter what you're trying to accomplish in your music career. There's something there for you, and it's on sale right now. So definitely head over to pluginboutique.com to check that out. I'm going to just give the chat a second. I'm going to give my friend Nick, who's in chat, also say thanks to Nick as well, everybody. Thanks, Rob. You're getting a lot of thank yous right now. Can you feel it?
I can. I feel warm and rosy.
It's like sunshine. Say thanks to Nick as well. He's been in chat monitoring everybody and writing down the winners and posting links. So thanks, Nicholas, for doing that. And whenever you're ready, you can send me the list of winners. I'll announce them, and we'll wrap up this Black Friday special live stream on Plugin Boutique YouTube. Rob, you got any big plans for the weekend?
No, I'm going to be taking it easy. We went to Hamburg last weekend. That was cool.
What'd you do over there? If you don't mind telling 500 people.
No, that's fine. We're visiting friends. One of my old housemates from back in the day here, where it used to be a bachelor pad. He lives there now. He's bought a place, and it's really nice. He's got a great place there. Hamburg's a nice city. It's not the best time to visit, I think, because I think the best time is when obviously it's sunny and you can go down to the river bars and just
when
hang
it's
out in the
not
water.
freezing.
When it's not freezing, exactly. But we had a nice time. Obviously, the Christmas markets and stuff are starting to open. We didn't have our passports, so we couldn't actually get into those because we didn't have the proof of identity along with proof of vaccination status. But yeah, it's a lovely city, and I'm sure in the summer it's got more of a Berlin vibe. But I was getting kind of Amsterdam, London vibes from it a bit more.
Oh, really?
Mm.
And you live in Berlin?
I live in Berlin, yeah, exactly.
So how long of a drive is that?
3 hours.
That's not too bad.
It's not too bad, but it is that kind of annoying amount where you feel like it shouldn't be too long, but that last hour
yeah, kind of
drags
yeah.
it.
It's kind of in that zone where it's like you're not prepared to do a really long trip, but it is a slightly long trip. No,
Yeah.
I feel you.
Yeah. But yeah, great place. Definitely recommend it. Look forward to checking it out in the summer.
We're getting lots of thank yous in the chat, Rob. I can feel it. It's warming the cockles of my heart right now. Nick is typing,
yeah.
Everybody. Nick is typing in my chat. We're about to find out who's won what.
Exciting.
And he's given me a link. So I'm clicking the link. And I don't have permission, Nick. You need to just write it, copy it, put it in this chat for me now. I don't have permission to view that document.
Other produce tech stuff we've got coming up, by the way, we've got another remix comp launching soon.
Okay.
Yet to sort of chat about the prizes. We're definitely going to get in touch with another manufacturer. If we can have someone as amazing as Arturia back in this one, that'd be great, because that was incredible. And also,
what happened with that one? What was that one about?
So that was an Ellie Dixon remix comp. She's an amazing artist and also one of our tutors. We used the music from her course, in fact, which is how to make an alt pop chorus. Really amazing. She's great, and the techniques show the production behind it, but also the singing towards the end. There's a whole module on the vocals and getting them in there, and she does it all herself, and it's just fantastic. She's got a brilliant voice, so we used that as the stems, and the remixes were absolutely amazing. The quality was top notch.
And that's a producer tech community exclusive, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's just for our members.
And then what was the prize, the grand prize?
It was all from Arturia. So it was a Micro Freak, it was Pigments, and it was their FX collection. So really,
a Micro
awesome
Freak
package.
hardware.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So we'll try and do a similar thing.
I didn't enter.
Yeah, man. Me too. We'll it probably wouldn't be fair if I was judging it, but
no, yes it would. Yes it would.
Yeah, well, myself and Ellie both judged it. We went on a live stream, so we'll do a similar thing for the next one. Similar prizes. We'll get the person who's providing the stems to come in and judge it with me as well, which is always a fun stream.
Nice. Well, people can follow you on Twitter, Instagram. Is that Producer Tech, or is that Rob Jones? Where should they be checking you out on social media?
Produce Tech, yeah, on Twitter. I also have a personal account, but yeah, Produce Tech generally.
Cool.
At Produce Tech, yeah.
Producer Tech on YouTube as well. Go ahead and subscribe there. I've got the list. Let's run through them.
Yes.
Loopcloud 1-year subscription. Fuzzy Beats. Congratulations. Everyone who I'm about to mention, you want to contact support@pluginboutique.com. In the title, say Black Friday live stream winner. In the title, say that. All this information will be put in the comments, by the way, after the stream is done. And you want to give us a screenshot of you logged into your YouTube account, just because we've had some funny business in earlier streams. But that being said, Fuzzy Beats, Loopcloud 1-year subscription. Felix Schmidtick, you got the Holiday Platinum Bundle. Edwin Wilson, Split EQ. Harq and RIJKSWATERSTAAT. Lifeline Expanse. That's a long name. I'm
snappy.
Ace Aspa Beats, Native Instruments Complete Classic. Yeah, we're gonna have a good weekend. Solomon Plenga. Yep. Solomon Plenga, Pigments 3. Anton Steshenko, STESHENKO. You win the Soundtoys Effects Bundle. Jakuna Music, Smooth Operator, the plugin, not Rob, unfortunately. And T Sonus, or maybe the T is silent and just Sonus. That's TSONUS. You win Scalar 2. And finally, Moses Flores. You win Symphonic Destruction.
Ooh, yes.
Oh boy. Thanks to everybody for tuning in. Thanks to everybody who didn't go crazy, even though I asked you to go crazy in the chat. Everybody who that was my fault. I take blame. But thanks to everybody for tuning in. Thanks to everybody who participated in this stream, watches the videos, gives the thumbs up, subscribes, shares, all of the good stuff. Don't forget to check out all of the deals on pluginboutique.com. We're going to leave a list of the winners and what they've won in the comments, along with support@pluginboutique and the title of the email you need to send. And don't forget to send that screenshot so we can verify it's you, so we can get you the prizes that you won. Rob, thanks again for joining and giving wonderful demos.
Thank you.
And thank your computer from the bottom of my heart for letting us get through it in the end.
Yeah, we got there.
Yeah, we did. And I look forward to the next one.
Me too.
And until next time, everybody, I'm Joshua Casper. That's Rob Jones, and we will see you in the next live stream.
Catch you later, guys.